Good afternoon, and welcome to Blindfold. More than meets the eye. I am your host, Blind Prime, and for today I have for you Transformers Generations War for Cybertron Kingdom Tracks. And I'm going to tell you why you shouldn't buy Transformers War for Cybertron Kingdom Tracks. It's not a great figure, and we'll get into that. At least the robot mode is just terrible. So, now let's get my measurement tools out here. Here we go. Here's Mr. Bumblebee. Mr. Bumblebee stands, or Earthrise Bumblebee here stands. And let's lower the dude's guns and twist him off to the side. He's got some great, Trax has got some great bicep swivel. That's nice of him. So you can or cannot see, Bumblebee stands midway up, or almost all the way up Trax's chest. Trax is not much taller than Bumblebee. He's definitely only about a quarter of an inch taller than Bumblebee. Here's the showcase of Trax your feet. Oh, we're going to get into Trax's feet. We're going to get into Trax's feet hardcore. There you go. Bumblebee can stand just underneath Trax's arm, and his head just rests on Trax's arm. So that's pretty cool. Trax, stop it. Stop it, Trax. Stay. Okay. All right. Stay. Cool. Now, kick the Bumblebee. All right. So, Trax here has, well, he's got some great molding. I like his little wings. I appreciate his vehicle mode. His vehicle mode is kind of fun. I do not like this huge car chunk on his back. I think that could have been broken down further instead of making such a large backpack kind of thing. We could have gotten it where these wheel wells, since they sync up so well with the arms, if it hadn't been pinned to this weird spokey thing, we could actually kind of shoved it in to Trax here. Because of these, the holes are so perfect to where his arms would be that you could just shove it down and it would make sort of a under armor, or an armor for the underside of his arms and stuff. And it would have squeezed in that backpack a bit more. I don't like this backpack. It's really big for Trax, and it does make everything a bit more heavy. He's definitely a back heavy guy, and that's a shame. Like it's not many pieces. It's literally just the window and the top of the car and the back of the window. It's literally just the top of the car folded once in on itself to help out with space, but honestly they could have folded it again or done something else with it. I don't really like that. I think that was half-assed. That was a half-assed attempt. So we can go over here to his other stuff, and his arms move around pretty well. He does have this horrible negative zone here where there could have been some sort of thing. The fists could have popped in and out of the arm. Anything but these fists that twirl in. That always gripes me for some reason. I just don't like that negative spot. Bonus, that's like the only negative spot, except for right on his sides where you can kind of see into his skeleton a bit. Right by the arms. It's like, all this backpack needed to do was shove in a little bit, and it would cover up all of these flaws. And speaking of flaws, we'll get to that. Molding wise, this dude is top notch. He does have some nice hubcaps. At least it feels like he's got nice hubcaps. I appreciate that. I don't like those pegged on wheels where it has the little, where if you can feel the horizontal line, like you're supposed to use some sort of flathead screwdriver to unscrew this wheel, but it's just a peg. That stuff, it infuriates me. I don't like it. And I'm OCD about that. I can't help but feel it every time I pick it up. I'm like, these wheels. That's why I don't like the Datsun mold. I hate the Datsun mold. One reason I hate the Datsun mold, because there's many. It's those wheels. Screw that. The Earthrise Datsun is in my list of top 10 worst Transformers I've ever had. This guy is now in the list of top 10 worst Transformers I've ever had. And that's because, other than his plastic, which is high quality, nice plastic, other than his molding, I mean, these are good things. He's got great molding. You can feel all sorts of little little bits. He could feel little areas where the where it feels like panels have been screwed together and stuff. It's nice. It's good molding. I appreciate this molding. There's just some top quality stuff, but we've seen that in every War for Cybertron. War for Cybertron has been top notch about the molding, but what we've also seen in the War for Cybertron stuff is occasional Transformers that just have a transformation that completely ruins it. And this is one of them. This right here, it's his feet, it's his legs. They did something weird about his transformation this time, and I don't understand it, and it's just so annoying. So what they did is they made it where the side of the car is actually like connected with a pin onto the inside of the car area for the hood, and this is all connected together for his foot. So to get the hood transformed properly, you got to spin half of his leg, not sideways half, vertical half. It is not even half. It's just the part that connects to the foot has to spin. If this part didn't connect to the foot and it had to spin, that'd be one thing. That'd be something that we all could accept. We were all like, all right, cool, we could do that. But no, they did it with the foot. So if they had put a really nice sturdy peg that you could snap into place and keep the foot, keep this leg down, yes, this would be really cool. This would be a unique and interesting transformation that would have blown my mind away. But what did they do? They didn't do that. They didn't, they did the exact opposite of Grapple here. Instead of giving us nice strong pegs, they went, oh, but the pegs could break. So they gave us no pegs. Or pegs that are apparently so small you can't even feel them. Like, I could feel where there's kind of a hole for a peg, but the hole's not very deep. And then I feel some molding here that may be a peg. There's some molding there that may be a peg. And I don't even know where the peg's at. But what I know is that the peg ain't working because this side is just so floppy. Hey, look at that. He's always leaning around. If you wanted to do action poses with him, screw it. You're not doing any action poses with this guy. He better just be standing in a corner looking pretty, talking in his weird accent. Talking about how awesome he is. Maybe set him on a shelf next to Skylinks and have them just have a talk together, or 3D print him a chair so he could sit in. Oh wait, but he's got such a large backpack that you're going to have problems with that one too. There's no winning with this guy. It's such a glaring flaw that it ruins the entire transformation. It ruins the transformation. It ruins the transformer. It ruins everything about this guy. This guy is in the top with RC and Alita 1 for Transformers you should not buy because the transformation ruins it. It's just not fun. This is not fun. I appreciate the risk. I really do. But not giving us any pegs to hold this stuff down. If this stuff could have been held down pretty well, if you could have just snapped these little sides of the legs in place and then the foot would have been nice and sturdy, that would have been one thing. And they've shown us that they can do that with other Transformers. You got the Optimus Prime from Siege. He had the side of his leg that could fold over. That worked. It worked because it wasn't directly connected to something that stabilizes the entire Transformer. It worked because it moved around on its own axis around the leg instead of moving at a different axis and kind of giving us an ankle knee in addition to all the other knees, which doesn't have many knees. It only got one. And the knee sucks, by the way. It's not a double hinged knee. This guy, he's only got right angle arms. They only move up to a right angle. He's only got right angle knees. You can't pose him because of his weird feet. You can't put him in like a seat or anything because of his huge backpack. Like, this guy is an attempt and a failure. He's an attempt and a failure. He's trash. Don't get it. Trust me on this. Wait for another tracks or pay out the butt for one of the older tracks, but that guy, he ain't worth the money. I'm going to talk about his vehicle mode, and I really do appreciate his vehicle mode. I like his vehicle mode. I think his vehicle mode's fun. If you're wanting a nice vehicle mode, then tracks could work. But that's it. He's not going to work for anything else you do. He's not going to want to stand on a shelf. He keeps falling off. I keep blaming the cats when the cats always are like, I didn't do anything. And he's trash. Don't get it. All right. Well, that's my personal opinion, and you have been watching More Than Meets the Eye. I hope you've appreciated today's review, and tune in next Prime as I talk about more. We're going to discuss his vehicle mode next. Peace.